Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's tutorial, I am bringing you guys the look that I have been wearing non-stop on Snapchat, and I just decided to make it into a tutorial. I did already do a Snaptorial on it, but I feel like I kind of went a little bit more in depth with it today. The eyeshadow palette though that I'm using is kind of a dupe to the Morphe 350. Actually, I shouldn't say dupe because I personally do not know how the Morphe 350 shadows work, but this eyeshadow palette has been working just as fine for me, and here is what it looks like. As soon as I saw it, it reminded me a lot like the 350 palette from Morphe, so I picked it up. I did find this little baby on Amazon. Before we get into the whole Amazon thing, I do want to let you guys know that please be careful with the products you are purchasing on there, because especially makeup wise, because it does come from different places. So not all the time are we do we know what is in these eyeshadow palettes, and we don't know what we're putting on our face. That's what I'm trying to say. But I've been using it for like a good month now, and it has been pretty good. I haven't had any difficulties with it. Some shadows though, you do have to pack on a little bit more than others, but that's basically it. Here is the name of it. I cannot pronounce it. If you could pronounce it, then that's cool. From what I saw, they have this 3501, and then they have a purple one. I think it was purple. I think it's a neutral palette. I don't know, but I decided to pick up this one because the Morphe one I've always liked. So yeah, this is what I ended up with. If I pick up the other eyeshadow palette, I will let you guys know. But yeah, this is the eyeshadow palette I'm going to be working off of. Like, I didn't say that already 1,000 times. I feel like the Morphe one is exactly the same. It's just a different name. Even the back surprised me, because on the back it even has the little sticker that says the 350. So with that, I was like, what? It threw me off. I picked it up. It's a great eyeshadow. Like I said, I did find it on Amazon. I will try to link it down below, but if I can't, because YouTube lately hasn't been letting me link a few things that I've been wanting to. So if you can't, if I can't link it, what the heck? Just know that I found this eyeshadow palette just one day by looking at them. I wanted to see what was out there, and I found it by searching eyeshadow palette matte, and it popped up. But anyways, enough talking and chit-chatting. Let's get right into tutorial. So if you want to see how to create this yourself with this palette or the 350 or any other eyeshadows you have laying around, keep on watching. I already did one eye, or almost one eye, off camera. I also did my eyebrows, and then I already primed and set my eyelids with my Master Conceal from Maybelline, and then I just took the lightest eyeshadow in the palette and set that as well. Now what I'm going to do is take this color right here that's kind of close to my skin tone, but it's a little bit more brown. I'm going to take this all over the crease and blend it out. And we're gonna do this a few times. This is one of the shades that kind of you have to build up in order for it to kind of show anything. It doesn't show a lot because I didn't put so much of it on, but you just want to take this on the crease and blend it out, so all the colors we apply on top of our eyes, it will make it easier to blend out later on. So you just want to blend together. And like I did say, this color kind of blends in a little bit, so it's kind of, it doesn't pick up as easily, so I have to layer it on top. And I think I layered it three to four times. I can't really remember, but it was a few times that I layered it. And with this color, I'm gonna blow it out almost to my eyebrow, just because I do have smaller eyes, and since they are hooded, I like for the shadows to actually show through when I have my eyes open. Next eyeshadow I'm going to take is this one right here. It kind of comes off brown on the palette, but on the eyes it does come out more of like a wood red deep type of color. So I'm just going to go ahead and take another brush and put that one right on top of where we applied the first color. And this is just going to deepen up the crease a little bit more, so we're going to go right in. And then with this color, I'm taking it about halfway. This is a little bit more than halfway into the eye, because we are going to be cutting the crease. So when you cut the crease, you kind of want to see all the colors that we applied into the eye, but I'm going to focus it mainly on the outer corner. I'm just going to blend this, making small circular motions. And then I'm just going to sweep back and forth going towards the inner corner of the eye. To deepen up this eyeshadow look a little bit more, I'm going to take this dark brown shade. This is the darkest one out of the whole palette. So I'm going to take that color and then just apply a teeny tiny bit. Oh, I almost wanted to burp. I'm going to take a little bit and then I'm going to apply this at the outer corner of the eye only. I bring this one in about a third. I don't go all the way into the inner corner of the eye like this other shade, just because I don't want it to be dark all around the eye. So just start off slowly, kind of pat the color there wherever you want it, and then just lightly feather it forward. If you want, you could take it all the way into the crease to really give you like a really sharp cut crease, but since I'm applying a color, not a color, a glitter over the cut crease, it doesn't really matter how far in I take it, so I'm just gonna keep it about a third. Now to add a little bit more color and not keep it just in the browns, I'm gonna go in with this bright orange from the palette on a small fluffy brush. I'm gonna try to get rid as much as product as I can before going into the eyes, and then as much when I have enough product removed from the brush, I'm going to lightly start at the outer corner of the eye and start flicking this into the inner corner of the eye, and this is just going to add a little bit more color and kind of brighten everything and make everything come together. To cut the crease, you could go ahead and use a concealer, you could use your foundation, you could use an eyeshadow primer. I prefer the Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer, and I've been using this nonstop. This is already, I think, like my third tube, and I really like this because it's really thick, and since it's the lightest color, if you go over an eyeshadow once or twice, it's going to cover it up. One thing though is that it does crease, so you kind of want to set it before just like, let's say if you want to apply it for a concealer, you kind of want to set it and go light-handed. I don't like using it for concealer. I prefer to use it to clean up the bottom of my eyebrows and to prime my eyelids. So I'm taking a little bit of my concealer on a flat, this is a Vasanti eyeshadow number 2 brush. It's just a flat brush, and what I'm going to do is start off in the inner corner and then just place the brush there and drag downwards, and then you want to do that same motion the whole way around. My crease stops about right here, if you could see this one, and I'm just going to take it above that a little bit, just because when I apply the eyeshadow, it is going to transfer, so I don't want any transferring, so I'm just going to go a little bit above the crease. That way there's already eyeshadow there and I don't get any transferring. So take a little bit of product at a time. Sorry, I feel like this is like a time tedious process, so you're going to want to take a little bit at a time, and then you could go as far as you want, as you know, it just depends all on you, to be honest. I'm gonna take it less than halfway, and then I'm just gonna bring this down, and to blend everything together, I'm just gonna take my finger and blend it out towards the outer corner of the eye. That way I'm not getting such just a harsh line between the shadows and my new crease. So when I originally did this, what I did was go in with this pink shade and applied this in the center of the eye, and then to kind of open up the inner corner of my eye, I went in with this shade. There's not much of a difference, to be honest, with the shades, but it kind of does create like a gradient, but like I said, there's not much, like if you look at it, you're not gonna be able to tell there's two different colors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do the same steps. Sorry, I'm trying to put down the eyeshadow palette. I'm going to do the exact same steps just so you guys could see what I mean. You could go ahead and wet the brush if you'd like, but I don't want to, just because I don't want so much of the attention in just my eyelid. I actually want there to be, I want the eyes to be basically the main focus. So I am just taking the pink shade. As you can see, there's not much of a difference. To be honest, it just looks like a white shimmery shadow that I'm applying. Well, when I do apply this though, I am packing it. I'm not sweeping, because if you sweep, it's just gonna spread the eyeshadow everywhere and it's not really gonna stay in the areas that you want. So you want to pack it on. And then don't worry about these harsh lines that are right there, because we're gonna get rid of them soon. So that doesn't really matter. So now I'm going to take the lighter shade. I'm just going to flip my brush, and then I'm going to take the lighter shade that I showed you guys. It's kind of like a champagne color. And then I'm going to pack this in the front inner corner of the eye, blending these two eyeshadows together. So for the glitter, you kind of have a bunch of options. You could go ahead and use a glitter liner. You could go ahead and use a loose glitter with glue. Whatever you have around works. Even though this loose glitter is really fine, I prefer to use a eyeliner that has glitter in it already. So what I'm going to do is take this, hopefully you guys could see, directly from the inner corner of the eye, following where we cut that crease. And then I just kind of feather it out and let it do its thing over here. I don't really want to stop it right where the dark shadow begins, but I will not continue to apply more glitter to that area just because I kind of want it to be feathered out. So off camera, I did do a wing liner. Even though I am not done with the eyeliner, I wanted to step off the eyes a little bit, continue with the face so I could kind of go in and fix everything else the way I wanted it to. So the foundation I've been using lately and been loving is from Ulta. It is $12.50, and this is the double duty primer and foundation. I use the color Buff Beige, and I really do love this stuff. It's really thick, which kind of threw me off at first. And but it's full coverage, and I know it looks like I wear a lot of it and I put on a lot, but I promise you I do the thinnest foundation application I can, because this stuff is heavy duty, just like it says. The only way I found that I could blend out this foundation that I like is either with like those hair makeup brushes, like the artiste brushes type of thing. But I feel like a lot of foundation gets trapped in it and it just makes the bristles weird. So a beauty blender doesn't really do much. It just lifts the product and absorbs it. So the best bet that I had are these little babies right here, which I've been loving using lately. So I just go in and look how nicely that blends everything out. It does though. If you have dry patches like me, I have some around my nose right now, and I have a little bit of flakiness going on around the mouth. It does stick onto those dry patches, so if you have oily skin, this is a really good foundation for you. I also did already a prime with my Neutrogena Shine Control Primer. Alright, so off camera, I already did bake bronze, not bake, I applied my bronzer, I applied my blush, and all that stuff. I did it off camera. I did highlight and all that stuff. I did it off camera. Are you guys off-centered? There we go. I did it off camera just because I kind of, like, in the middle of doing it, I was like, you know what? I want to do a separate video on how I contour and highlight. Look at my hair looking all crazy. Anyways, I also did fix up the wing, and I smoked out my bottom lash line. And in order to kind of do that, what I did was I'm going to take the reddish, I don't know what color this is, honestly. It's like a redwood. Let's just call it redwood red. Okay? Because that makes sense to me. If it doesn't to you, sorry. But I'm going to take that on the back of the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. And then just, you know, blend it all up in there. Now I am going to highlight my face. This is the Vintage by Jessica Lebinskind. I don't know how to say that. And it's the highlighting palette that we got in BoxyCharm. I'm just going to take a little bit of both colors, because why not? And I'm going to go ahead and highlight. I don't really care for that banging highlight no more. Can you guys see that? Not really, because I haven't packed it on like I usually do. So I just kind of like, I place it on to the areas where I, like, as long as I could see the highlight, that's all that matters. I don't want such a stark highlight. I don't know what it's been, but it's been like that for a while. So I know it looks like I'm applying so much highlight, but trust me, when you see me in person, you're like, girl, where that highlight at though? You know what I mean? So just a little something something for me to like and for others to be like, you look glowy, but what is it that's making you glowy, you know? So for the lips, now that we're here, I've had so much trouble with the lip combo. I've wanted to go either like a red, but the red doesn't, kind of like fights the orangish browns that are in my eyes, so I avoided that. And then I just don't like how it looks with like the pinks and then the glitter, so I didn't do red. I didn't want to do nude because that's my safe color. That's just something that I gravitate to almost every day. So I was looking through my collection. I'm like, oh, a dark brown would look nice. And that's when this NYX lingerie lip, what is this, lip lingerie thing, this is the color Beauty Mark. You guys, if you guys follow me on Snapchat, I cannot get this to work for me, but I love this shade. I prior to filming, I did exfoliate my lips, I did apply a chapstick, and I just have whatever is left. So I'm gonna take that off, and I just cannot get it to work for me. Like, the color goes on nicely, it doesn't look blotchy or streaky, but the way it dries down is what sucks. It dries down sticky, it crumbles when I eat, it just does not last long. I've had so many people tell me like, apply a thinner layer, apply less, less is more. So I applied less and it still doesn't work for me, but like I said, I do like the color, so I'm just gonna go ahead, risk it, and apply this to my lips. I also cannot stand this stupid wand. Like, I don't like it. I mean, the color is really nice. It's like a deep brown. It does dry down a little bit darker than what it shows right here, but that's basically it. The formula sucks. This brush sucks. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this look off with a little bit of Mario Badowski setting spray or facial spray. So I'm just gonna spray this all over my face just to set that foundation and get rid of the powderiness. So let's go. Yes. I honestly hate that first pose I did for like the first 2 seconds, but I mean, hey, whatever, it's there. So that is it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget that if you did, give me a thumbs up, it will help me out a lot. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Oh my god, look at this pose. Yes, so 2005, I think. And leave me down below all your video requests, all your lovely comments. I love interacting with you guys. Follow me on Snapchat. I am more social on there as well. Yeah, look at me go. Yes. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. I love you all so much. I will talk to you guys next week. Hopefully you guys have a fun and safe weekend. Bye everyone.